welcome to the room again, where Pastor Cal Cope and Lexi doesn't like her name is Alexis. She wants to be called Lex, but Lex feels funny to me.
You can call me Lexi. It's fine.
Lexi she doesn't like. So
I don't like it. Just sounds kiddish. You can call Lexi. It's fine. It's okay.
Lexi, Daddy can call Lexi.
It's fine.
Okay, because you always call me Father. Father. Like, what is this kind of thing? But we're back in the room. And so, Alexis, tell us a little bit about the concept of the room.
So the room is a place where we can hear and listen to each other's hearts. But the reason why we started this podcast is because we've always had conversations like growing up about relationships and dating and faith and our relationship with God, and I felt like it's always been a blessing to me and helps me throughout the year. So I thought it would be good to just bring it to the screen so everyone can hear our conversations, and maybe it can help them, because I know sometimes I feel I'm the only person that's going through this stuff, but I know I'm not. So maybe it can also be a blessing and a testimony to somebody else.
Cool deal. We do have some pretty interesting talks. I tend not to shy away from any conversations. And I'm actually starting to learn more and more that's a good thing. Like to be able to have a conversation about anything.
Yes.
But before we have a conversation about anything, all deep in the room, getting into the hearts kind of thing,
I think it'd be a good idea to like talk about something that's like in the pop culture or in the culture, just so we can ease into the conversation. So recently in our household, sports is pretty big. And we recently found out that there's a big trade in the NBA.
Bunch of big trades.
Yeah, but the only important one, for me at least, is the one with Kevin Durant going to Phoenix.
Okay, you didn't like Kyrie Irving in terms of him going to Dallas? Like, he started the whole
Yeah, but it's just
chaos.
I feel like why did he need to do that? I mean, what was wrong with Phoenix?
That's a whole nother episode and a whole other show.
But because I feel like it's good for Phoenix, because I really need and want CP3 to get a ring. I feel like this would be the best option, but they all have to stay healthy because all three of them are injury prone. So who knows how that's going to go.
Okay, but you got to give them a little bit more. Why such an allegiance to CP3 for you?
Because when I played basketball, I loved to assist, and he's the assist king. So I just followed after his game. So that's why I like.
Yeah, CP3. Your game is most like CP3's in terms of you love to distribute the ball kind of thing. But the interesting thing about it is back in our days, the old school days, this whole change in team stuff, it was really frowned upon. Like, you know, Magic got to LA and his job was to build championship in LA. Bird was in Boston. His job was to build championship in Boston. Isaiah went to Detroit. His job was to build championship in Detroit. And then Jordan went to Chicago, and his job was to build championship in Chicago. And so, a lot of that, I think, correlates with this whole dating scene. Back in my day, it wasn't about all this friends with benefits and having a roster kind of thing.
Well, people did have rosters. The little red book or little black book, whatever that's.
The little black, but you were almost kind of seen... almost kind of like villainish if you had that, even as a guy.
Yeah.
Unless you went to the barbershop, but even but here in 2023, it's like it's expected that folks are supposed to have rosters, both guys and girls. That's strange to me.
Yeah, but I feel like you said, the NBA world, I feel like they have like not unlimited access, but they have like they can just trade whenever you want.
Yeah, I heard a pundit say earlier this week that the NBA is the only professional organization, sports professional organization, where the player has so much control, kind of thing. They're really in partnership with the owners. And now they're even starting to talk about how owners are going to start to try to shift that back around so they have a little bit more control.
When did that change?
I think with the collective bargaining agreement that they did, because one of the things they said with this thing is you can get your max and you can get that max any place. Like it doesn't matter what team you're on. Like one of the things they're saying about Kyrie Irving is that after this year, he's a free agent.
Oh, he's not staying.
And he can get the max no matter where he goes, like
Okay.
kind of thing. And so the owners don't have control or leverage to keep you at a place from a money standpoint, kind of thing. So I think that's the deal with it. But once again, I don't know which is better. Like old school, go to one city and take on the responsibility on building in one city. Now, what's his name? Is he in Milwaukee?
Giannis.
Yeah, right. Giannis is taking on that posture.
Yeah.
I'm staying here. I'm building a program here.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so, interesting how watch this old school way of thinking is still working, even though all these different changes are taking place.
Yeah, I guess so.
So that's pretty interesting. Kind of thing in terms of how the world continues to evolve and change. But I think it's pretty interesting that there's still a fragment of old school thought process thinking being demonstrated too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think because like LeBron, we're like not even talking about dating, but just going like though he moves a lot, I feel like he's still, I don't know.
Like he's a hybrid, it feels like.
Yeah, he wants to do it, but then he's like, oh, I'm done. Let's go someplace else to do it. But
well, and I think, and once again, I think the uniqueness about that is that I think if he had his choice, he would have never left Cleveland.
The first time or the second?
Anytime. I think that if he had his choice, he would have stayed in Cleveland and wanted to build a dynasty in Cleveland. But I don't think he had an owner who he could get on the same page with and be in agreement to do the things that needed to be done for them to establish. Because even when we talk about Magic, Bird, Jordan, and Isaiah, they had ownership that they were in agreement. Everybody wanted to build, but now I don't know that they see the value of building a dynasty from a perspective of winning.
Yeah.
Because I think owners can make just as much money and not necessarily win. If you got a couple of good marquee players that can fill the seats. Yeah. Kind of thing. And so, once again, I keep hearing dating stuff going on, relative to getting needs met selfishly or wanting to be a part of something that has substance and depth. Yeah. Because I think one of the things that LeBron is going to face in relative to criticism is that he did move too much. Yeah. And he didn't focus on building legacy in one place. Yeah. Kind of thing. And so I think that might be one hit on him. Kind of thing. So.
I agree. Yeah, but dating, that's the topic. So, like you said, I feel like we do have unlimited access in at least today's age because of social media, the dating apps, and stuff like that. And the fact that you can just swipe, and then it's bam, and then you can just move on to the next. It's pretty crazy.
And literally bam, like you can swipe, and a half hour later. Yeah, it's pretty.
Scary. I mean, it is scary.
No, it's scary. Okay, I'm glad you said it because it's scary to me. Kind of thing. What else about the unlimited access makes it so difficult?
I think it's just you just know what the person is doing. Like if they're on, like if you follow them on social media and you're following them on other things, like you just know what they're doing at all times of the day, and it's just like I don't need to know that. There needs to be like at least some mystery in the either talking stage, friendship, or anything. Like I just don't need to know everything about you, even though most of the time people are just doing like the good parts of their life,
the highlights. Yeah.
But like I'm not a victim of it. I would say like I don't really post like my personal stuff. That's why I thought this podcast would be good to show people that I'm just not. Yeah. So but like
wait. We'll get more into that. What all that is as the season goes on, because there was a lot up in there. But anyway.
So like for you and Mom, like you obviously you didn't have social media, and y'all didn't have even a cell phone. You had a house phone on the wall, which I just realized a couple days ago that you didn't have to pay. That sounds really bad, but you didn't have to pay for but y'all had a phone bill. Like wasn't it?
It was a phone bill,
but it wasn't like high.
like you didn't pay by the minute or anything like that. You just had your monthly phone bill. Now, if you made long distance calls, you'd have to your phone bill.
Did you use a payphone?
Yeah, you know, when true funny story. Elise and I were at my apartment getting ready to go to a movie because it got rained out to go to an amusement park. Okay. And just before we left, my mom came back and Elise was all upset, thinking that my mom thought we were, trying to sneak and get into the house by ourselves. And she was so upset, I had to pull over, find a payphone for Elise to talk to my mom. Oh wow! So back in that day, we had to go find payphones, and they were.
So mom talked to Granny.
Yeah, mom talked to Granny to apologize, and my mom was like, "What are you? Okay, sweetie," but she, But once again, the point was, it wasn't like we just grabbed the cell phone and call. We had to find a payphone to go make that call. Back in 1982.
So like I was saying, you had, like you said, you have like you couldn't talk to her like all day, every day, all
unlimited, and it was access.
Like, so I feel like I would prefer that, where I can just talk to you for a good 5-10 minutes, move on, talk to you soon the next day, not wondering like, oh, when is he going to text me back? Oh, what's happening next? Like a schedule. But I feel like that's, I don't know.
Well, no, but I think once again, if it's agreed upon, I think, because, you're in your late 20s now. And so you got a life, right? And I'm sure that the person in their late 20s is going to have a life. Yeah. And so to be able to say, man, I really enjoy you. Yeah. You really enjoy me. Listen, we ain't got to text all day, every day. Let's talk every couple of days. Talk, not text. Not leave messages. Let's talk for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, like it. And this is the thing: when Elise and I ain't trying to be funny, but if this kind of 24-hour access was going on when we were dating, I don't know that Elise and I would have stuck. I think there would have been some because I didn't know what to say, but not back then, and not to her. Oh, okay. Like back then, my mom's sweating and I don't know what to say, and Elise is the quintessential. Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. If you still to this day, if it's too much time wasted, Elise is moving on. Yeah. And so. For me, it was good that I didn't have 24-hour access because I didn't have no game. I didn't, kind of thing. But I knew I was serious about her. Yeah. And then the other piece is, if I had 24-hour access, I'm sure that at some point she'd have thought, okay, this guy here. Yeah, and like you said, serious. I feel like us to know that someone's serious, you need to be like, or people feel like, at least our generation feels like they need to be like talking to them like 24/7 to feel like it's a serious relationship. Like and once again, I think without the conversation in advance. Yeah. Like I think if like, if you swiped and y'all connected and the first couple of texts were good, and then you go, hey, let's do a video call. Right. And that goes good. Yeah. And then you say, okay, here's the deal. I'm liking where this is going. You liking where this is going? Yeah. And then you say, okay, well, here's the deal. We ain't got to be doing this every day. Let's talk every couple of days for 5 minutes. Yeah. And then let's try to plan to I don't want to say hook up, link up. So
it's still kind of the same thing, but go on.
Date. Let's go on a date. Hang out. Because listen, I'm old school. I don't want to use no terms, and I'm saying stuff I don't know what I'm saying. But like, on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday, we'll plan to get together. And that doesn't have to be every weekend. Yeah. Kind of thing. But because
I've been a victim of in the past. Like once you start talking, like obviously texting all the time, and that gets annoying because at times it moves too fast and you're asking all these questions like up front, and you're like, now what do we do? And so it's just, you're not getting to know the person, and I feel like it just moves way too fast, and they're like, so what's next? And then like the flames like bam out.
Yeah, because I don't care if it's 1982 or 2042, you're always going to meet each other's representative first. Yeah. Right. And so when my representative is showing up, it's the best that I got, right? So in this whole unlimited access world, I'm trying to give you the best that I got, right? And then what happens when I fart?
Oh.
But you know what happens when I make a mistake?
Yeah.
Right? And we've had all these quote unquote deep conversations. Can I really tell you I just flubbed up? Can I just do that? Can I right? Like, because you get the illusion that you have this real connection because y'all have asked all of these intrusive questions.
Yeah.
But the reality is I've known you for 30 days.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be funny, but my wife and I have been together for 40 years, and we are still conscious of some of the questions that we ask each other. We've been together for 40 years.
Yeah.
So I think part of this whole unlimited access is it creates this unrealistic expectation that you are closer than you really are. Because
but what
go ahead.
So if you're at like you don't want to ask all the questions up front, but then what if you talk like when do you start asking the questions? Because you don't want to be like wasting anyone's time, because once you find something like you don't like, or like something that doesn't like you don't believe in or anything like that, like when does that happen?
Now I'll tell you what I just heard. Either we're gonna go 0 or we're gonna go 100 miles an hour. And what I suggest is cruising at 30. So as you connect, listen, maybe the other part of setting the parameters of how quickly or how much we talk is you say, hey, listen, this might end up just being good friends.
Yeah.
Let's be okay with that. Like set that expectation, not are we ever going to walk down the altar?
Yeah.
Like set the expectations low. Listen, we connected because you like, basket weaving and I like basket weaving. This might just end up being we start a basket weaving club and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying, but you see my point, and then I think that would take a whole lot of the pressure off of this whole expectation of walking down the aisle. Because and correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the time when people are on the dating sites, like you've got that whole population that's looking to just swipe right.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're not looking to swipe right, you really are looking for a substantive relationship.
I'm trying to think. Swipe
or whatever the swipe is. The swipe for the hookups.
Swipe left.
Okay.
Is yes. Swipe right is no. Like you don't like the person.
Okay, so left is the hookup. To the left is the hookup.
Yes.
So if you're not trying to go to the left, right, for just the hookup, then you're on there because you're looking for some kind of substantive relationship.
Yeah.
Right. But now you also told me that there's levels to the whole.
Yeah, some of them you can like pick just to be friends. I think most of them now you can pick just to, if you want to do friends avenue, or you want to date, or it's like even like business if you want to set up connections for business type of.
So I like that component of the apps, but I think in addition to that is, like you say, once the initial. I swept left because I like what I see so far. We've had a couple of texts. I like what I'm reading because reading and hearing is two different things.
Yes.
And then when you start to have the conversation right then and there, hey, listen, this might just be friends, and I think I'd be cool with that because what I like so far. And then 2, hey, we don't got to do this every day. Let's.
So yes, but some people like even myself. They were text like we matched, and then like you're talking, and then you say they ask, so why are you on the app? Like literally like the second question.
So I think then now the question is are you okay with just making a bunch of friends?
But that sounds. I mean, a whole bunch of guy friends. Does that sounds crazy?
No, it doesn't sound crazy at all. And I think part of what will help you, because I think about the New Edition song, Sorry, You're Not My Kind, right? And so you could have 2 people who are attractive and attracted to each other, but as they get closer into their connection, they realize you're a really cool person, but not my person.
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to lose you in contact in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know if one of their friends is your person.
Yeah. I
And
guess.
so
Yeah.
if you're able to kind of have those kinds of conversations up front, I think is the key for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you're able to say, hey, listen, why am I doing this? I really want to have good friend base,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to get married someday,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't have to be you.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will tell you, my assumption would be from a guy's perspective, if a girl says that,
Mm-hmm.
that probably, and I'm not one of those to the left swipe people,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably going to be pretty refreshing to me. That's probably going to be pretty exciting that, okay, like I can relax more, kind
Be
of being
myself.
who I
Don't
am.
have to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then let's say I'm a low key to the left swipe kind of person. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they think for some crazy reason that conversation was you telling them I'm down for that.
It's swipe right. Now I'm thinking it's swipe right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
I was like, it doesn't sound right in my mind.
Okay. So now the other piece is I think it more quickly exposes the person who is apt to try to just do hookups.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you say, listen, this may just be friends, and then all of a sudden they start asking you all these exotic, erotic questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, dude, that's not the kind of friend I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Listen, it started off good, but and so I'm, and you haven't told me this, but I would assume that you've probably had to confront one or two fellas like that, or you've ghosted them.
Correct.
Probably ghosted more than confronted.
No, I think it's equal.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't really. I think since COVID happened, I've ghosted. Like I would say that more because I had an excuse. Because if I say, oh, COVID happened, just kidding. But no, I really haven't. I don't think I've ghosted anybody.
But you've confronted, going, hey, I'm not that ain't me, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't really leave them out.
See, this is part of the daddy talk that we haven't had yet. I didn't know if she was doing that kind of thing. But two things I think you'll find is you'll find there are more guys out there who really would like a substantive connection than the hookup piece.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I think because there's not the conversation up front.
Yeah.
It's always in lingo, and then you go to assume and see. This is what I hate. This is what I hate about you guys. You primarily communicate by text.
Yes.
Which means I have no idea your tone or your texture, and so when I read it, my imagination is going through the roof.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm 100% wrong on what I assumed your tone was.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I am creating all kinds of problems that don't even exist.
Correct.
And it's simply because I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
But I think I'm having this great communication because I got all these text threads. Listen, if y'all don't, and most of the time you'll spend 3 hours doing a text thread that really could have took a 3-minute conversation.
Yeah. I'm a victim. I don't know. I think it was younger me. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And as I've gotten older, I've become more of an introvert. And I just don't like talking to people. Like I do like talking to people. I'm just like, I say what I need to say. Like I've gotten mom's side of that. And I was like, I say what I need to say. And then it's done with. But that was, I don't know. It's just.
Well, and I will tell you this, Lex, I think guys would appreciate somebody who says what they got to say and is done with it.
Yeah.
Not text what they got to text and done with it. Say what, I know, you better look off.
I just don't like, say. I mean, I just, like, even, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like, do you think this is okay for someone just to FaceTime you? Like, if it's your, like, family, yeah, but, like, FaceTime you whenever you need, like, any times of the day?
See, now that's the difference. When I say talk, I'm talking talk. I'm not talking FaceTime.
Either regardless, I still don't
like. What is the difference?
Okay, well, yeah, there's, yeah, I don't, yeah, okay, there is a difference.
Yeah, And
But
so, yeah, no, FaceTime is a there's a purpose to the FaceTime. But if we just need to talk, just call me.
correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because I would pick up a phone before I pick a face because I just let it.
yeah,
I just stare at them,
yeah, yeah,
and then yeah. So I don't understand how people can just
yeah. Now, once
like give me a
again,
warning.
but now, once again, if you've had that kind of conversation and there's that kind of comfort level,
Yeah.
right? Like now I tend more when I call Elise, I FaceTime,
Yeah.
right? Kind of thing. But yeah, if I just met you, we're gonna have a conversation around the FaceTime. Like when I say we're gonna talk every couple of days for 5 minutes, I don't necessarily mean FaceTiming every couple of days. Now, here's a good question for you. You do all this stuff. You make the right connection. The first couple of texts are good. You say let's talk. You have the conversation. Hey, let's do this every couple of days for about 5 minutes.
Texting couple days.
No.
Oh.
No. Stop with that texting.
Oh,
stuff.
I don't know what could you go down to the
No, I'm
okay.
saying you get to this deal where you go, hey, we're gonna talk on the phone every couple of days just for about 5 minutes. I don't need to be texting all the time. And then they say to you, we're gonna FaceTime talk every couple of days.
No. Just I mean, if it's sure.
No, see, and this is what I say. If your initial thought process is no, then I would say, well, why do you want to FaceTime every couple of days? Like, what's significant about that? And they go, I just want to see you. Girl, you just whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
And so you may find some relevance and some benefit to the FaceTime talk if it has purpose.
Yeah.
And so then maybe you say, okay, well, if we're going to talk 3 times a week for 5 minutes, let's make one of them a FaceTime.
Okay.
But I'm saying, so have that kind of dialogue where, because what begins to happen is you get to hear a little bit more about what's going on for them, and they get to hear a little bit more about what's going on for you.
Yeah.
So then he says, so let's do some role play. Let's do the role play.
Oh,
right?
Gosh. Okay.
So we get to the point and we say we're gonna talk 3 times a week. And I say, we're gonna FaceTime talk 3 times a week?
No.
What do you mean no? I know.
That's no. It's too much, too fast.
Well, it's just 5 minutes.
No, we can just do one FaceTime.
Man, but you look good. I like to see you.
Oh my gosh, I can't do this with you.
But
I get it.
Right?
Yeah.
But once again, I think what becomes
sorry.
But I think what becomes important is you to be able to say, like, on one hand, I think you would love to hear that a guy says, I love to see you.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you would say, okay, I know you love to see me, but you ain't doing it 3 times a week by FaceTime.
Yeah.
Right? But to be able to say it in a way that doesn't feel off-putting.
Yeah.
But I get it. You can't role play with your dad doing that.
But I feel like the reason why they also like people FaceTime out of the blue, at least from like the app to like if you exchange numbers or whatever, they're checking to see if you're real. Because like people are like if you're like not a catfish or anything like that. But
yeah, now that's a whole nother thing. How in the world are you telling me that you've been talking to somebody and they ain't FaceTimed you you've been talking to them for 6 months? And they always got a reason why they can't FaceTime you. That's
why I think people think that I am, because I was like, no.
But you don't go for 6 months without.
Oh no, it's never that long.
Like,
but
what's
still,
the longest you've gone without, quote unquote, letting them see you?
I don't know. It never gets that far. I'm just like, it never gets that far, so I don't know what to tell you. Wait, like it only happens like it fades and this.
Okay, so now you got to give me some more details. In a month's time,
yeah.
How many folks do you have like an initial contact with?
I don't know. I only keep the app for like a couple of days and I get annoyed and then I delete it and then I get rid of it back.
How many different apps?
It's just I don't know, because there's
How
Facebook.
How many different apps do you use?
It's one. It's Facebook dating.
Oh, Facebook has a dating thing?
Yeah. So like at least you know the person's real because it's off their profile.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
now are there a lot of people in their mid to late 20s doing the FaceTime dating?
Now it's
Now it's becoming more popular.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a thing. But a lot of it's
because there used to be a time that people would say that FaceTime is for the old folk people.
Facebook. You said FaceTime, but yes, Facebook.
Right, we're talking about Facebook, right?
Yeah, you just said FaceTime. But
okay, but there was a time that Facebook was considered old.
I don't know. Maybe people are just using it for that part of it, like the because it's like it's not connected with like it's on Facebook, I guess, but it's you don't see the person's you don't see the person's Facebook. It's like a whole like it's an app within the app. Like you see, it's like a date. Like you don't see anything like with their friends or like the only thing you see on the Facebook is like if you have like a mutual. Ooh, my hand's on the camera. A mutual friend. So like that's the only way like you
get linked up.
No, like you see what's on their feed of Facebook. That's the only way. But other than that, it's like you put like your.
So help me. Why do you get off of it every couple of?
I'm like, ugh. I don't know.
No. Yeah. No. What's the ugh?
I don't know. I just feel like I get not annoyed. I'm just like, because I hate explaining myself over and over and over again, and talking, saying the same thing. And there's like it's just the same conversations. Nothing. I guess I don't like small talk. Gotcha. It's like, hi, how's it going? I'm fine. How are you? I'm good. How's your day? It's fine.
Now you do understand the first time that I called your mother.
Yes.
And I said, how you doing? She said, fine. I said, how's your day? She said, fine.
Click.
And then there was a silence. She goes, okay, don't call anymore. Click.
See? Mom.
So you got that honest. See, but now, but
I don't want to keep dragging on the conversation.
See, but now here's the difference. She hung the phone up on me, and I knew I was going to see her on Sunday.
See, I know I won't see these people ever.
And so my point is, you need to create the environment that you keep the option open.
Yeah, because I feel bad, like not like either responding or
and forget you should feel bad, but I'm saying, think about it from the perspective of what you may be losing out on.
Yeah.
Like you say, that might not be your person, but that might be a person connected to your person.
Yeah. It's just a lot.
But what makes it a lot? I'm still kind of confused on that.
I don't know. It's just having to go like just keep eventually gonna meet the person.
They keep talking and they keep kind of having the same kind of boring dialogue.
It's not it's just the standard questions. Like I don't know how to I guess we can just skip over like we already know each other. Like bam. Like if people will put more emphasis or detail into their bio, maybe that's because usually it's just like
see, but once again you want to try to get information without getting connected. Like you want to hear stuff before you that's the whole point of it. Like
yeah, I guess.
And so what's like there was one movie, it was a little B-rated movie where this a relationship app guaranteed love. And they said guaranteed love within 1,000 dates, right? And so I think it was Damian Williams' son who started. Damian Wayne's son starred in it, and he literally put a calendar in it. He would go with breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Right?
It's like Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's something like Netflix or Hulu or one of those. But he was tracking when he got to 1,000 dates. So he could sue the company because their promise was within 1,000 dates you would find love. And so he would set up a breakfast date or a coffee date. Like, so if you've made
I got
this
work, I can't do coffee.
Yeah, but if you've made this connection on Facebook, on the dating portion of the Facebook, and they're asking the same questions. Are they asking you, hey, do you want to go grab some coffee or you want to go?
Some of them.
And do you say yes to all of them?
Sometimes.
So you don't say yes to all of them. Well, but if you've made the connection, how come you don't go and say yes to all of them?
I don't know. I think it's my introverted side and then anxiety of having to go out. And meet somebody and be in person. It's just like, oh, what's happened? Like, I
Yeah,
have to
I mean,
start
you
all over.
really, yeah, because you've done that in every, like you did that from a sports standpoint kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
as photogenic as you are,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
we tried to have you in that commercial as a kid and you froze up, so I kind of get that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But what would happen if you had the new perspective of it's just coffee, and you don't have to do coffee. You can go
Mm-hmm.
and get whatever, a tea or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's just once again, and that one is, hey, I got 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm out.
Yeah.
And so once again, setting the parameters for that one too, because I think that if you see them in person, it gives you a whole nother dimension.
Oh yeah, because I really do rather I'd rather be in person, like with any situation. Like texting. No, I think because I'm an only child, I feel like I need people around me. So I rather would be in person because I like people's energy and like the vibe and like how that goes.
Yeah.
But it's just getting there is the process.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah. As opposed to just I'm tired of the same boring. Because once again, if I don't know you
Mhm.
and we connect on Facebook, how many? What am I going to ask you?
Mhm. Yeah. So because if we keep talking and they never answer, I'm not going to say, "Do you want to meet up for coffee?" Is that weird? Should I be the person saying it? That sound too aggressive?
No, and this is what I would say. It wouldn't be let's do lunch. It wouldn't be hey, let's get together for after work.
Mhm.
Hey, I got 10 minutes. You want to meet me for a coffee break?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I got 15 minutes. Like,
Uh-huh.
like you set the parameters really, really low in terms of the time frame.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, you want to get together for about 15 minutes one day this week?
Yeah. Yeah. So like I'm gonna expose myself a little bit. So like because you put like a bio about yourself. So I put like woman of God, that's the first thing, and then I put like college grad, I put retired hooper, and I always feel like I can still beat you in 1-on-1 type of thing. So that's what always I get first. Like, oh, you can't beat me. And that's how usually most of the conversations start. And then they always, so when do you want to go? Who? I'm like, oh, I really got to go play. So I'm just like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, okay. You should have told me that one a long time ago.
Well, I thought it was a good conversation starter.
But the minute you challenge a guy, he's going to step up to the challenge. Yeah, take that out your bio. Unless you want to start getting back in shape and get ready for the WNBA, take that out your bio.
Well, I just thought it was.
It is, yeah, it's cute, but you see the response you're getting. You see what's happening to you.
Yeah.
Maybe you say something like, "I bet my highlight reel is better than your highlight reel," so you can have that same kind of dialogue, but you can look at my highlight reel. Listen, my I ain't running full court no more. Maybe something like that. But but once again, it'd be interesting to see if you made the commitment to say, okay, if they've gotten past getting connected and I've had a couple of good texts with them,
yeah,
let's do a 10-minute, meet me at Starbucks. I'm going to get an iced tea. You get it, whatever you get, kind of thing.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Because just like some people are photogenic and other people aren't necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what you might get when you walk into that little 10-minute session.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you, the couple that I just married.
Mm-hmm.
I was, it was interesting for me because I identified session with them online, right? And then when I went to go do the wedding, like I felt like I was in an episode of Married at First Sight, because I hadn't met them, and I felt not like I was reverse catfished, but as pleasant as they were online, like I was still very impressed when I saw them in person.
Yeah.
It made a huge difference.
Oh yeah. The difference, I mean, like being in person is like a huge.
Yeah. So once again, this unlimited access, if you would start to control that, I think you could kind of merge my old school with what you got going on new school.
Yeah.
And once again, if nothing else, I think your friend base would increase.
I just think that's weird to have a whole bunch of
What? Who says you're gonna have a whole bunch of them?
True. But it's just this is my mind. I feel like
Who
it's gonna
says
be.
you're gonna have a whole bunch of them?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Because you know, I can remember days where I went to a party and there were a whole bunch of girls, and I might have danced with a whole bunch of girls, but I might only have took home 2 or 3 phone numbers, and I might only use one of those phone numbers in terms of a friendship.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That would be interesting. Matter of fact, let's track it in certain teasing.
Track what?
You know, how many times you made the connection to how many times you went to coffee to how many times, you know, but you can do your own spreadsheet on that kind of thing. So what other questions do you have about my old school dating days relative to your new school dating days?
I guess I wouldn't say. Like, what did you? I don't know, because like when you were looking, because obviously you met mom in church though, but was that your first thing to find a person that was a Christian? Or
No, I wasn't thinking about Christian at all.
Okay.
I was in church, you know, but once again,
so what's the first thing you noticed about? Oh God,
listen, but the thing is I don't know. It was just her.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I thought she was pretty, kind of thing. You know, at 12 years old, you know, I wasn't like a 25-year-old, 27-year-old going 36, 24, 36.
Yeah.
But just everything about her was appealing to me. You know, I was just attracted to her.
Yeah.
And you know what that's like. You know how you oh boy, he's cute, or her, you know what that's like. And so that's really all it was.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And once again, you know, I could see other girls who were pretty.
They got it. Mom was one.
Yeah, you know, it's the weirdest thing in terms of being able to explain it.
Yeah.
But I think, and Mom and I were talking about this, I think yesterday, when I just kind of asked the question. Oh, we were listening to some podcast and they were talking about love, and the person says, your own definition of love. And I was like, oh, that's a problem. Because if you have one definition of love and I got another definition of love, and our definitions are different, then how are we ever going to get on the same page?
Yeah.
But then I said to Mom, I said, the real question is everybody always talks about how love is an action word. I think the real question to ask is how and why is it that after 40 years, we still want to do the things that communicate that we love each other? Like that, I think that's the real question to be asking.
Yeah.
Like what is it that makes me want to continue to do the things that communicate that I love you 40 years later?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good question.
So now
you got, I'm not in love. So
but I'm gonna say this: you got some work to do, because if they can't last 2 weeks on a Facebook before you tired of them and ghosting.
I'm not ghosting.
Okay, whatever you're doing, think about.
I don't think. What is ghosting? Because first of all, ghosting.
Stop responding.
But that if I'm only talking to you
but no closure, like.
But the only messages were, "Hey, how's it going?" That's ghosting.
So let me hear this. So they say, "Hey, how's it going?" Do you ever get to a point where you just don't respond to that? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
that's ghosting. That's like me walking.
The very first message, I don't respond.
Yeah, if I say hi, like if you're someplace, right, where we cross each other's path, and I say hi, and you don't say anything,
that's not ghosting. That's ignoring.
Okay, so explain to me the difference between ignoring and ghosting.
Ghosting is you've talked to them for a while and then you disappear. I don't even know you for just.
So you mean people that okay, so maybe you got to back me up on the Facebook deal. People can say hi to you without you having to swipe left or right?
No, you have to. I mean, you have to.
Right? There has to be something where you acknowledged their existence.
Correct.
And then they say hi.
Yes.
And then you say nothing.
Correct.
Ghosting.
No. Okay. I don't.
I mean, it's a low grade. It's not like y'all were talking for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
But if you did something to acknowledge their existence, and then they say hi, and you say nothing.
Okay. I'm sorry to anyone I didn't say hi to. I didn't mean. I mean.
So, but now here's my question: how do they get to the point where you acknowledge they exist? They say hi, and then you don't say anything back.
Either I look further in their profile and I notice something I didn't like. I'm like, oh, whoops. Like, I mean, not whoops, but I'm just like, oh, I don't think. Yeah. Well, it's on their profile. What do you? I don't want.
Yeah, but once again, you are interpreting what you perceive to be happening.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you go on their profile and you see them holding a baby. And I don't know if this ever happened to you. Your natural assumption is going to be what?
He's the father.
But it really could be
his niece or his nephew.
Or his little sibling.
True.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. But sometimes they put, no, this is my niece. This is my nephew. But, or they have like options like on the thing has kids. So I see that.
So, okay.
But it's
so do you want to give me an example of you saw something on their app and you didn't say hi?
Either like I swiped and then I looked and they're not even like in my city.
Okay. But still, there's a hi. Hey, you live where?
That's even worse because you obviously.
Yeah, but who wants? I would understand if I said hi to you, but I live in San Antonio and you lived in Dallas, and you go, well, how's that going to work? Like, hi, but you're in Dallas.
Yeah.
Hi, but you're in Dallas. And to be interested to hear what they would say back. Yeah, I'm in Dallas now, but I'm moving to San Antonio in a week. You don't know that because you didn't say hi back.
Well, there's a lot of those, so we got to see.
Yeah, we about to be solving problems a whole lot sooner than you realize. You know, and so here's the other piece. Like when I was growing up, I had no thought process of this concept of being exposed or having access to the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the World Wide Web.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. For me, it was my high school, my church.
Yeah.
A sports team that I played on. Mm-hmm. That was it.
Yeah.
For you, like you say, you could be saying hi to somebody and they could be in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But now, here's the thing. They could be in Australia on vacation or be in Australia, know they're getting ready to come to San Antonio, and they're trying to make connection with people in San Antonio. They say hi to you, and you say nothing. It doesn't hurt to say hi. Come on, say that with me.
It doesn't hurt to say hi. That hurt.
Let me apologize to everybody. She really has been trained and taught better than that. You know, if I had known earlier, I would have corrected it sooner.
Oh, well, it's different world out here, Father. You don't know what I go through, okay?
So that's what I'm trying to understand.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, Alexis, once again, I think learning how to use this social media in a way where you have the healthy parameters or the parameters of limiting the time, because that unlimited access, that would drive me crazy too.
Yeah,
that would drive me crazy too. But once again, it's unlimited access, which means that you can limit it.
Amen.
I like that. So now, here's where I get to what are you going to do differently moving forward in these apps?
Say hi.
I mean, yeah, if you ever do that video, do hi better than that one.
No, yeah, just
okay. So we're gonna acknowledge everybody who reaches out to us. Like once again, I'm saying you've already given an indication
Yeah.
that you've given them access, right? What does that look like? How do you do that?
What do you mean?
Like I'm on Facebook dating,
Mm-hmm.
right? And what do I have to do? What would you have to do to let me know that you've seen my post, or that what do you do?
There's a whole bunch of pictures that come up, and you just swipe, and then if y'all both swipe whichever way the match is, then it goes, it's a match.
Okay, so you have to. It's a match.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a match. So now I know that you match me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And some of them just don't. No one even says anything.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
we both match and nobody says anything. Okay, nobody
Mm-hmm.
said anything.
Mm-hmm.
But we match and then I say hi.
Yes.
Every time that happens,
I have to say hi
back.
Yes.
And if you see something in the profile that you got question about,
ask.
You're like, hey, you live in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of far. What are you trying to do here? Well, I don't know how you say
Yeah.
that. Okay, so that's number one. So now let's get to the second phase.
Mm-hmm.
You said hi. You've had a couple of good connections.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do next?
We're meet somewhere. No, we can meet somewhere.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Like a quick coffee break. A quick, hey, I got a quick break.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. Then let's say that goes good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then the conversation about, okay, listen, this looks like it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand I'm okay if we just are friends.
Yeah.
But now let's not get into this texting every 5 minutes and
mm-hmm.
talking every night. But let's talk on the phone
mm-hmm.
twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever that is. Twice a week. Right?
Yes.
And you're probably not going to bring up FaceTiming unless they do.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So now I got twice a week. I get to have a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And organically, if it goes better, it goes better.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know at that point if I'd even say let's do a date. Let's just every couple of twice a week, let's talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then from there, if there's a movie that comes out, or if there's a ball game you want to go to, or
mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's recorded. You can go back and watch this as many times as you want to. But yeah, I would say do be intentional about improving the way you contact.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by improving it is make sure you respond,
mm-hmm.
and then make sure that you set parameters that you're comfortable with in terms of the time frame of talking. Because that unlimited access would drive me berserk.
Yeah.
It would that would be way too much for me.
Yeah, it gives you anxiety.
So we can have so would you agree that we have merged a bit of the old school with the new school?
Yes, I do agree.
So now, what is it that you liked about the old school?
That you didn't have unlimited access. That you
don't have to. And what do you like about the new school that you are implementing?
That I can limit the unlimited.
Yeah,
like I can.
Yeah, because I like the fact of it's bigger than just my little circle. I do have access.
Yeah.
But now let me put the parameters around how that can work.
Yeah.
So unlimited access tackled.
Yes, it has been.
I love it.
It's
Anything
good.
else?
No, I think it was good. Yeah, I just have to work on saying hi. Okay.
So do you still have all the people that you didn't say hi to can you get to them?
Yeah, but I'm not going back. It's over with.
Well, why wouldn't you go back and go, hey, sorry it took me so long, but hi?
Because I wouldn't want that done. I mean, I'm like, okay, what do you
want
me to say?
I told you about my story with my buddy Rob.
I don't know what you mean, but I mean, like, okay, how about a web search for it?
Yeah, obviously I said something to my phone that my phone thought I was asking for something. I'm not asking you for anything. But I told you how I finally linked back up with Rob.
Oh yeah, the Facebook. Yeah.
His wife had sent me a message 3 years earlier
Mm-hmm.
that I never saw.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
But for 3 years, she thought that I did not want to connect with Rob.
Mm. You just didn't know how to get in a Facebook Messenger, right?
I get it. but my point is, she had a perspective of why.
Yeah.
You have a perspective of why you're not answering,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be completely wrong.
Okay. So I'm sorry to anyone. Truly am.
No, this is not a group deal. You can go back in and go say hi.
Okay.
She ain't gonna do it. Right? Well, this is gonna be a real room talk that we'll have to identify the benefits of. But I think there's a way you can craft that where you won't necessarily feel awkward, kind of thing. And you know, who knows? You know me, I'm always gonna challenge you.
I know.
And you're gonna ignore from time to time. And I'm gonna keep my patience as you do that. All right, so we're done.
This was good.
I liked it.
Yeah. Yep.
So that we just did the pilot episode. This is episode number 2. Cool beans in the room.
In the room.
So what part of your heart got exposed? We'll leave it alone.
Oh, did I? Kind of cold-hearted, I guess.
But, you know, but I'll say it this way: it can be perceived as cold-hearted,
Mm-hmm.
but also it can be perceived as
I don't know what I'm doing.
no, I don't know the rules to this game.
Mm.
And if I don't know the rules of the game, I'm not stepping on the court. That's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But then we also learn you can write your own rules in this game.
Here comes the preacher.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. But really, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the takeaway from this episode is you can make your own rules to the game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And that can help to give you success to get in the game.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about Cool Beans. Well,
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the room again, where we
Make room to hear each other's heart.
hope you heard a little bit of my heart today. I heard a little bit of Alexis's heart today, and I hope it helps your heart to heal a little bit more. Until the next time.
Peace.